Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and I'm giving you today a top 10 list of the top 10 game show hosts of all time. Now, I know there's going to be some controversy with this list, and we'll get to that when that other person shows up, but I think this is a list that you will enjoy, and you should go back and look for some of these videos on the YouTube and everything like that. I think you guys will enjoy this list. So let's go ahead and let's get started with number 10. Number 10, Wink Martindale. Not to be confused with the Baltimore Ravens assistant coach, who is nicknamed Wink. His real name is Don Martindale. Winston Conrad Wink Martindale was born December 4th, 1933. He is an American disc jockey, radio personality, game show host, and television producer. In his six-decade career, he is best known for hosting Tic-Tac-Dough, which aired from 1978 to 1985, Gambit from 1972 to 1976, High Rollers from 1987 to 1988, and Debt from 1996 to 1998. I know him particularly for Tic-Tac-Dough, and that was one of my favorite shows. I enjoyed the heck out of it. He was just it was just incredible. He would ask questions, and there was this, and then you could get an X or an O, but my favorite was my favorite was once you won the round, won the game, and you went to the bonus round, you had to you had to get the Tic-Tac-Dough, but you had to stay away from the dragon. And I love the dragon. If you pick the category that had the dragon, a dragon would come up and go, "Argh," and when you're 6, 4, 5, or 6 years old, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So but that was one of my favorites, and he was truly a legend. He really was, and you can only tell that it can truly be one of the finest game show hosts to ever live. And I also remember Debt for a little bit. Where people try to get rid of their debt by winning money. So I remember that a little bit. But mainly, for me, it is Tic-Tac-Dough. And that's why he is number 10 on my list of top 10 hosts of all time. Wink Martindale. Number 9, Drew Carey. Drew Carey is an American actor, comedian, and sports executive, and a game show host. He served in the Marine Corps. After that, he made a name for him doing stand-up comedy. He has his own TV show, The Drew Carey Show, and he hosted the U.S. version of the improv comedy show Whose Line Is It Anyway, that aired on ABC. He has been the host of 2 game shows, The Power of 10, and recently The Price is Right, since 2007. He's also a minority owner of the Major League Soccer team, the Seattle Sounders FC. Now, I guess here is where the controversy is going to come in, because here is Drew Carey, number 9, host of The Price is Right, and Bob Barker is not on this list. So here's why and this is 2 things. One, this is obviously my list. This is my thoughts and my opinions. So I can put who I want on my list. And you are as always, you are more than welcome to either down in the comment section or in a video of your own, do your own list and then link it to mine or something like that. So that you saw me do it, and so this is your list. But for me, I feel that what Drew Carey has done over the past 12 years hosting The Price is Right, he's really been a better host than Bob Barker was. And I truly feel that way. And I love Bob Barker. Don't get me wrong. I love Bob Barker. But I think Drew Carey's been a better host. So I had to put Drew Carey on this list. Yeah. And he's number 9. Yeah. So if you have different opinion, post it down in the comment section. Comments are welcome. But number 9 on my list of the best TV game show hosts of all time, Drew Carey. Number 8, Chuck Woolery. Charles Herbert Woolery, born March 16, 1941, is an American game show host, talk show host, and musician. He has had long-running tenures hosting several different game shows. Woolery was the original host of Wheel of Fortune, 1975 to 1981. He was the original host of the original incarnation of Love Connection, 1983 to 1994. He was the host of Scrabble, 1984 to 1990. He was the host of Greed from 99 to 2000. And Lingo on the Game Show Network, 2002 to 2007. And yeah, I think there was a lot of other things too. I think there was Love Connection, Scrabble, Greed, and Lingo. I definitely have seen him on this, and he's been on some other places too. There was probably some other game shows that I remember, and you probably just don't hear about. But yeah, Chuck Woolery was incredible. And he really was just a fantastic game show host. I thought he was funny. He was basically known on Love Connection for his 2 and 2. Which was I believe it was 2 minutes and 2 seconds. That's what the commercial break was, right? 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Well, I don't know why it was 2 and 2, but whatever. And Scrabble was a really good game show. It really was, and that's something that I would like to see actually come back in some form or fashion, whether it would be on television or on YouTube or something like that. I think Scrabble needs to come back. It was a great game show. So, number what is this? 8? Yeah, number 8. I almost forget for a minute. Number 8. On the top 10 game show hosts of all time, Chuck Woolery. Number 7, Dick Clark. Dick Clark was a fantastic game show host. 1963, he presided over The Object Is. He took over. He did The Missing Links back in the day. In 1973, he hosted the $10,000 Pyramid, which we now know is hosted by Michael Strahan, but it was originally hosted by Dick Clark. He had hosted several other game shows as well, including a short revival of Let's Make a Deal on NBC. Earlier, as you know, now Let's Make a Deal is now hosted by Wayne Brady, and he also hosted Categories in 1993. And he was also producer for many game shows as well. But man, he is a television icon. We know this to be fact, and he was a great game show host as well. He, like many of these game show hosts, were radio radio guys. They were radio DJs, and I think that's, nowadays you are like comedians, because you want comedians to kind of be there, because comedians can be quick witted. So when you have a stupid answer, or some sort or something like that. You can make a quick joke. So that's what they like to do. So, but Dick Clark, just a total legend, and he's on the list, the top 10 game show hosts of all time. Number 7, Dick Clark. Number 6, Richard Dawson. Richard Dawson was the original host of Family Feud. He was a British actor and comedian. Came to the United States. He was also on Hogan's Heroes. He was a regular panelist on the original Match Game. He was fantastic, and we all know he is known for being on Family Feud. He actually hosted it twice. He hosted it in when it was original back in the day, and then after Richard Dawson, it was Ray Combs. And after Family Feud was actually canceled, and then they brought back Family Feud as syndicated, and he was the host of the syndicated one. And during that time, in his time, he didn't kiss the ladies. In the original one, he would kiss the ladies, and when he came back to do the syndicated one, he didn't kiss them because I think it was his daughter said that his daughter just wanted him to just kiss her mother, his wife. So when he came back, he didn't kiss the ladies. But there's this great clip, and I'm gonna insert it in here. This is when he decided to go to one family, and he got the opportunity to kiss the ladies. And well, why don't you just go ahead and see?
Thank you. Stavrula.
No. Stavrula.
Come here. Stavrula. Do you know, can you understand why they have wars in Greece? I can't understand. Is that... Thank you, Doc.
I love you.
We must get on with the game. Well, I tell you honestly, we've been on the air, I think, a year and a half. That's the first time on those introductions I've ever gotten aroused. Now, no, I'm leveling with you. That's the most passionate kissing. I usually kiss for luck, but I got involved a couple of times there.
Yeah, that's lucky Richard Dawson, right? So, but yeah, he was a fantastic game show host, one of the originals of Family Feud, and one of the greats of all time. Number 6, Richard Dawson. Number 5, Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin, he is an American media personality, actor, and singer, known for hosting talk shows and game shows since the 1960s. And particularly when it comes to his game shows, it is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and $1 Million Password. And both shows was absolutely incredible. Of course, we know about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? Because Who Wants to Be a Millionaire swept the world, and it started the trend of primetime game shows. It started the trend. Well, actually, to be fair, primetime game shows was a thing back in the day, but they had really been, not around. They weren't around for the longest time. Probably for about 20, 25 years until Who Wants to Be a Millionaire came around, and then all of a sudden we had Deal or No Deal, and we had other shows. $1 Million Password was on, and there was a lot of other game shows. And somebody asked, well, what why was that such a big trend? Well, one of the reasons why, because it's cost prohibitive to produce. It takes a lot less money to produce, primetime game shows than it does, game shows and reality shows than it does regular, shows where you have to pay actors and things like that and crew and things like that. Maybe you have to film on location and this and that. You can do your game show like I think, and this is don't quote don't quote me on this or anything like that, but I believe that shows like Wheel of Fortune and other things like that, they do on the weekend. They do 10 shows. On Saturday, they do 5 shows on Sunday. That's 3 weeks of shows, for Wheel of Fortune. Because it's just so, and that's just really so easy to produce. And they do it so quickly and everything like that. So, but Wheel of Fortune, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? $1 Million Password. I loved the $1 Million Password too when he came back. I thought that was great. Obviously it was off of Password, the original game show from the 70s and 80s, where you'd have to get your celebrity guests to say to come up with the password, and I thought that was great too. So that's a lot of good things. And they were hosted by Regis Philbin. He was funny. He was quick-witted. He he used to hang around with Joey Bishop of the Rat Pack, and he of course he had hosted his own show with Regis and Kathy Lee, and then Regis and Kelly. So he was on point, all the time. So without question, he had to be on this list, and he is number 5, Regis Philbin. Number 4, Bob Eubanks. Bob Eubanks was also an American disc jockey, a television personality, and a game show host. And he's hosted many game shows. But 2 most notably known for are the Newlywed Game and Card Sharks. Now, we'll get to the Newlywed Game. Card Sharks was something that I thought I once again was good. And one reason why I like Card Sharks, because it was a game that you could play at home. Now, one of the things was that you would answer questions. What you would do is you would get the opportunity. You had to go. You had to predict what the next card would be. Would it be higher or lower than the other card? And you had to do it for 5 cards. So so obviously if you got up there and there was a jack, you were gonna say odds were it would be lower, and if it would be lower, you could continue. And if it was higher, if it was a king or a queen, then it would stop, and then it would ask questions again. But and it was something that you could play, which other you just get a deck of cards and you pull one up higher. And you see, oh no, you lost. So and it was great, fantastic. But really, it's the Newlywed Game, right? The Newlywed Game, even to its most recent form, when it was hosted by Sherry Shepherd, it's always been a fantastic game show. You bring newlyweds out there, you ask them all these kind of questions. This is one where the Newlywed Game, I believe, is it's known for the most infamous clip in the history of game shows. I'm not going to put that one in here for other reasons, but mainly because you can't find a unedited version of it. But basically, the question he asked the guys were, what was the strangest place that you made whoopee or have sex? That's actually what they're known for, because back in the day, it was in the 1960s and 70s. It wasn't as open as it is right now. So they came up with the term making whoopee to talk about having sex. That they felt that would be more passable on network television than just saying having sex. I thought having sex maybe was a little more crass and not cool. But so they say make whoopee. So what was the strangest place you would make whoopee? And they guys gave the answers. And when the ladies came back, get to this one lady, and you know she was kind of uncomfortable and kind of she was kind of shy, kind of timid. It seemed like, and then she just blurts out in the ass, and it's the all-time greatest clip. Like I said, I don't believe you're gonna find an unedited clip of that, anywhere on the internet. And if you do, let me know. But yeah, it's known one of the greatest bloopers in the history of game shows. So, but yeah, but the Newlywed Game was a fantastic. Whether it was on network television in ABC back in the day, or whether it was syndicated, it was primarily it was hosted for it was hosted for it was hosted for by like I said, Sherry Shepherd, and it was also hosted by obviously the guy who was number 4 on the list, the greatest game show host of all time. Oh well, by the way, as I'm looking here, very quick note. While the network was comfortable with the term making love, they did not allow the use of the word panties. So that's kind of, you see what I'm talking about back in the day. So yeah, so number 4 on the list of the top 10 game show hosts of all time, Bob Eubanks. Number 3, Steve Harvey. Yes, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey has had, I think he's changed the way Family Feud is seen. There is no doubt about that. He probably is the greatest Family Feud host the show has ever seen, and I believe he's hosted it. Let's see. Well, let's go through this and find out maybe how long he has. He began hosting in 2010. So I'm not necessarily sure how long. This is now 2019. So 9 years. That's gotta, if that's not the second, if that's not the second longest, it's gotta be close, because I think obviously it's Richard Dawson, and Ray Combs hosted it for a long time, but that's hosted it 9 years. Recently Richard Karn, Louis Anderson, the guy I want to call him Ricardo Montalban, but that's not who that guy is. But whoever I can't think of it right now. But they hosted it for like 3 or 4 years at the most. But he's been there 9 years, and I think there's been a reason why. He has been fantastic at Family Feud. The way the way he does his things, the way he comes up. I talked about earlier. They want comedians to do game shows now because it's quick witted, and there's no one like him because of what he does, and when he comes to it, and when he comes with that quick with it, and he makes all of those faces, and then the thing is up there, that he can't believe it. So it is all good. I think it is really, really cool. He's also got. He also had that other show for a while, the Thunderdome, where he would like fund. He would. I don't know if he would do it himself, but he would like fund projects for things. I thought that was pretty interesting. And he guest hosted Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for a while, but really this is Family Feud, and that's the reason why he's on the list. I think Jimmy Kimmel said it best. Family Feud is really just he's taking it to another level, and this is the best thing he does. He's not a great the talk show host. I don't know why he's doing the books and everything, something like that. And he's a great stand-up comedian. But this is what his calling, the host Family Feud, and he's the best Family Feud host of all time. He's number 3 on the list of the game show hosts of all time. Steve Harvey. Number 2, Pat Sajak. Pat Sajak, as we know, is the host of Wheel of Fortune. He is a former weatherman and talk show host. He was born right here where I'm from, Chicago. And he's a big-time Cubs fan, big-time Cubs. And of course, we know what he's done with Wheel of Fortune. It is incredible what has happened to that show. He was awesome. And now I say was as if he's not doing it anymore. He still is. He actually still is. He is, he's still great at that show as well. He does a great episode of Wheel of Fortune, and he moves it along, and he's kind of funny too. Get a little quick wit with himself, and Vanna is still there, and it is still probably, as much as I like Family Feud, as much as I like The Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune is probably still the best game show of all time, because all you have to do is guess puzzle. Spin a wheel. When it comes up, guess a letter, solve the puzzle, you win the money. Easy. Right? Well, actually, you know what? No, actually, I'm going to take that back. Because the best game show of all time is still Press Your Luck. It's still Press Your Luck, without question. And Peter Tomarken is not on this list, but he was definitely a good host of that. But Wheel of Fortune would be number 2. And actually, I think, actually, you know what? I need to go back and link that video up here, don't I? Because I've done a top 10 game shows of all time. So I've done that. I need to link that. I'll do that right up there in the corner for you right now. But yeah, I mean, this is absolutely incredible. So, of a feat, he is the longest hosting broadcast game show host of all time. He surpassed Bob Barker, by hosting his 36th season of the Wheel of Fortune this year. So, congratulations to him. He's an American treasure, and he's without question number 2 game show host of all time, Pat Sajak. And number 1, Alex Trebek. Alex Trebek has been a host of Jeopardy since 1984. But he has hosted a myriad of other game shows. The Wizard of Oz, Double Dare, High Rollers, Battle Stars, To Tell the Truth, and one of my all-time favorites, Classic Concentration. And Classic Concentration, for those of you guys who don't know, I thought it was a great question, great thing where you had to, like, it was a row of 30 boxes, and you had to match. You would select 28 and then try to find its match. And when you find this match, it would reveal a piece to a puzzle. And the puzzles would always be something that would be it would be like it would be a puzzle. Like it would have if it was if the puzzle was I want food. Does it say that? Then they would have a needle with an arrow pointing at the eye of the needle, and then they would do other things for want. Excuse me, for want and for food. So they would do all of those, and but man, it was a fantastic show. It was fantastic. Um, but really, obviously, he is known for Jeopardy, and Jeopardy it's a good show without question. Everybody loves to watch it. Everybody loves it. The changes that they have made over the years have been fantastic. When they when they said that they were going to get rid of the was it 5 day, I believe, the 5 day thing. If you stayed on for 5 days, then you had to leave. They got rid of that and said stay on as long as you can. And I think once they did that, it became even more popular than ever because it was just and it had a lot to do with that guy Ken Jennings who stayed on forever and won all that money. So, um, but yeah, great game show, even better game show host, without question, #1 game show host of all time, Alex Trebek. So yeah, that is my list of the top 10 game show hosts of all time. Once again, I know there's going to be some controversy about Bob Barker not being on this list, but Drew Carey is. But again, like I explained, I just felt Drew Carey has done a better job of hosting than Bob Barker did. So yeah, that's just me in my opinion. If you want your opinion, you post it down in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJ Tripp, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.